Scattered throughout Alabama and our world as well, there are places that hold strange unknown powers and secrets. Some of us have been fortunate enough, or perhaps unfortunate enough, to encounter these places. They are mystical, magical, perhaps enchanted, and sometimes cursed. They are known as vortexes, portals, doorways, passageways to other worlds and other dimensions, to times in the past or to times in the future. For the most part, they lay hidden, lurking deep in the shadows. So ask yourself before you make this journey tonight, can I handle the truth? Well, once you find the truth, your life is forever changed. You are now about to cross into the shadow regions, where reality and the supernatural mingle. Well, hello and welcome once again to another Alabama adventure. Tonight we enter the shadow regions once more, and we're going to be talking about black panthers again. Yeah, black panthers are sort of back on the rise. We've had several reports over the last few weeks across Alabama. Mainly we've had some reports that have come in from central Alabama. And what I'm wondering, and after I go through these sighting reports with you, let me know what you think. Could it possibly be all the same panther that these people have seen in about 4 or 5 different cities and towns down through central Alabama, or is it a pack of them, whatever a pack of black panthers might be called, a herd or a tribe or whatever they may be called? Could it be several black panthers in this particular area, or could it just be one? But anyway, let's get on to the first black panther sighting that I received a while back. It came from a place where we had a black panther sighting several years ago, and I wrote about it in one of the little booklets I have on the website for sale. Anyway, it was pretty much in the same area. It was behind Lake Martin Dam, between the dam and Red Hill, Alabama, which is just right up the road from the dam. Now, I am kind of losing my voice a little bit tonight, so you're just going to have to put up with that. Let me take my glasses off. It's small glasses that I found, but I can see pretty well out of them. But anyway, let me take those off tonight. And you want to get you something to drink, sit back and listen to this. I'm drinking out of my Hooters glass tonight. So anyway, drinking tea out of it. And anyway, it tastes pretty good in this hot summertime weather here in Alabama. Okay, now that was one black panther sighting. What the person that told me about it said they were just coming down the road and saw this, what they believed was a black panther cross the road up the highway a little ways in front of them, and said, sure enough, whenever they got on up there to where they crossed the road, they looked down through the woods. Said it wasn't a heavily wooded place. Looked like the woods might have been thinned a little bit over a period of time or over years or whatever. But said you could actually see it standing down in the woods just a little ways. And that's very similar to the sighting that I had in that particular area several years ago. But said they came on to Red Hill and didn't see anything else except that one panther. But said it was not really that large of a panther, but said it was about the average height that a panther would be. And it did have an extremely long tail as it ran across the road, and that's a very good sign of a panther. Okay, let's get on to the second sighting, which is in this same area. Okay, now I sort of left a little something out at the beginning of that video, and I'm going to stick it in right now before we go any further. As I always like to say, from the tail end of the Appalachian Mountain Chain in the heart of the South, this is Alabama Adventures. Might not have got it worked in at the exact right place, but we'll get it in somewhere in the video. So anyway, now as you go from Red Hill toward Tallahassee, Alabama, and I have done some videos on Tallahassee about, like we did one a while back about a UFO sighting that was in that area down there. But anyway, as you go from Red Hill to Tallahassee, you pass a little community called Kent. It's a Kent. It's just a crossroads. They have 2 or 3 businesses there. I think they have a pest control business, a gas station. Seems like there's another business or 2 right along in there, and there's a caution light at the crossroad as you come to Kent. We had a report out of Kent also, just right down below Kent, as you are going toward Tallahassee. So this report would have been between Kent, Alabama, and Tallahassee, Alabama. Anyway, what they said happened was a man was going down the road, and he just, as you usually do when you're going down, you go past a pasture or something like that, you'll look from side to side to see what you see out there. And he said what appeared to be a black panther was just sort of trotting across a pasture out there. Said it was going parallel to the highway, and said he watched it for a few seconds. Of course, he had to turn back and watch oncoming traffic and that type of stuff. But said he did see what he believed was a black panther in a pasture between Kent, Alabama, and Tallahassee, Alabama. Okay, now let's go on to the third one. Now the third black panther report I had came from a small town in central Alabama in this same area. It's not on the same road, it's in the same area. It's called Eclectic, Alabama. Eclectic, Alabama is what it's called. That's kind of an unusual name. I'm not sure where that came from. We need to do a little research on where the name Eclectic came from for this little community. It's a very nice little town. I've been down through there several times. Done some shopping down there a time or two several years ago. But anyway, this is a picture. I want you to look at this picture that someone from Eclectic sent us. They said their dogs, they usually let them out at night to go like to the bathroom or whatever. And for the past few nights, the dogs had just been barking and acting like they were going to eat something up out there in the yard. But the thing about it is that this is a black panther that's on the right side of the photograph with his eyes shining. If this is a black panther, he'll make a meal out of the dogs if they don't watch out, because these are not that very big of a dog, especially one of them. But they are looking at something, and the way this thing looks, you look at it and see what you think it might be. I believe this is a black panther in the background of this picture with his eyes shining, because it looked like his head's kind of turned sideways like a cat does sometimes when he's about to pounce on something, or when he's looking at something trying to figure out what it is. And that's pretty much what this looks like to me. But anyway, you look at this picture, you decide what you think it is, let me know. As I say, I told the people, they believe it's a black panther, and I emailed them back and told them that that's exactly what it looked like to me. There's something about, you can kind of see the shape of the head, or something. You can't see the panther's complete body, but you can see enough of those eyes and sort of the shape of its face to tell that it's some type of cat, and it does look like a black panther to me. All right, that was the third report that we received over the last few weeks. And now let's go on to the fourth. Our fourth black panther sighting comes from Tallahassee, Alabama. And my voice is getting worse and worse tonight, so let me get me something else to drink here right quick. But that's just the way it is. I have good days and bad days with losing my breath and losing my voice sometimes. Anyway, Tallahassee, Alabama is in very close proximity of Kent and Eclectic. So here's what happened on this particular sighting. I had a man that I've known for 35 or 40 years. He's in the construction business, and he was in Tallahassee a few days ago, I guess about a couple of weeks ago now, and said he and someone were in a truck, and they were going through town. They were going past the Tallahassee Southside Middle School, I believe is what it's called. I was trying to check my notes real quick. I got it written down somewhere. Yeah, Southside Middle School in Tallahassee. And they said they positively identified a black panther was in the playground when they went by late one afternoon. Said it was just a little while before dark. They said you could see this black panther. Of course, no one was at the school at this particular time of day. But said they knew what they saw, and they did see a black panther in the playground at Southside Middle School. And I thought once about, well, maybe she'd contact police officials or school officials down that way and tell them they need to be on the lookout for a black panther near the school. But just losing my voice completely tonight. But anyway, I knew better than to do that, because they would think you were crazy. Because according to police and game wardens and other officials here in the state, black panthers do not exist here in Alabama. Okay, now I've got a little something else I need to add to this video. I thought I was through with it, but I'm having to go back now and add a little something else into it. And I'm still losing my voice this morning. Gets aggravated with that. But anyway, what has happened? I worked on the video for a couple of days about the Black Panthers, trying to get it put together and everything. Then this morning I had to make a little errand. I had to run a little errand real quick, and I got in the car and took off to where I was going. As I was going down Highway 22, where I had a Black Panther sighting myself about a year ago, I had another one early this morning, and what I believe I found is a Black Panther crossing. Let me briefly try to tell you what happened about a year ago at this exact same location. I was going down the road one day, and this about a half-grown Black Panther ran across the road in front of me. It looked to be about, as I said, about half-grown. It was not a real large Black Panther, but that's exactly what it was. I could tell that by the tail, by the movement, by the way it looked, and it was a very, very large cat. All right, this morning, the exact same place, the exact same thing has happened again. Another about a half-grown Black Panther ran across the road in front of me. So that's what I believe that this place undoubtedly must be, is a crossing, that whenever they begin to grow up and move out of wherever they're born at and begin to move out into the wild, that this is undoubtedly a place where they cross down through the woods. The place has been logged in the last year or so, and I wish I was able to go over and look for tracks and that type of stuff. You would probably find the mother Black Panther's tracks, as well as this young one's tracks. But anyway, I did make a sighting myself this morning around about, I'm gonna say about 9 o'clock. And anyway, as I said, this is in the very northern part of Tallapoosa County. So if you have a good coyote trap that you might want to go try to catch one of these things in, get in touch with me, and we'll see if we can get some permission to get on this land over there and set out a trap, and maybe we would catch a Black Panther. Then to prove that they exist, we could do like the old sideshows used to do back years ago whenever I was young. You would go around and pay, back then you would pay like 50 cents to go in and see this oddity of some type that somebody had managed to capture or come in contact with. We would have to charge a little bit more than that now, but if we could catch a Black Panther, we would carry it all over the state, letting people come in and look at this thing and saying, well, let's get some game wardens and some state officials in here to deny it now. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I did make a Black Panther sighting early this morning. While I get on out of here and close the video on up now. So now, as I said before, are all these sightings of the same Black Panther, or is it of the same group of Black Panthers? Are they a group that has been released in here once again? Several years ago, I'm going to say about 3 years ago now, I was told by a official here in the state, told me that there indeed were Black Panthers here now. That several years ago, the government, the state of Alabama, released coyotes here, and somebody had to. There was no way as many coyotes as in here just all at once could have come across the Mississippi River from out west. Somebody would have had to ship them across on a ferry or a barge or something to get it as many as what's in here. But he said coyotes were actually released here to control the deer population, where if game wardens and would leave some of the deer hunters that hunt legally, if they would leave them alone, they could control the deer population themselves. But I do know of several cases that I have heard of, not been in on any. I quit deer hunting several years ago, but I always enjoyed it. But game wardens got to where they really harassed deer hunters. Of course, now there were a lot of deer hunters that were hunting on land that they didn't have a landowner's permission, and usually all you got to do is just go to that landowner and get a written permission slip. And most people that had cornfields or raised other type stuff like soybeans, gardens, anything, would pretty much let you shoot a deer anytime you wanted to, because they were eating up their food. But anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. Coyotes were released here to control deer population. Well, that population got out of hand. The coyote population did. So then genius in Montgomery decided, well, if we had black panthers to turn loose, they would control the coyote population. Well, neither one of them's doing the job. The black panthers are certainly not controlling coyotes. Coyotes may be controlling some animals, like small animals, like rabbits and quail and stuff like that that you hate to see killed out by these predators and that type of stuff. But now, what are they going to bring in here next whenever the black panther population gets out of hand? Uh, uh, I hate to mention it because, like I'm talking about, some of these geniuses that may be elected or appointed or whatever into some of the public offices down there in Montgomery. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't turn loose cobras to handle black panthers. And a cobra, I don't think, is afraid of a human at all. From some of the videos I've seen on TV, they pretty much chase people or attack them or whatever. I hate to say that because that will sure give them an idea to go to India or wherever cobra's at, Africa, wherever they're at. I don't know where they're at. Really don't care as long as they're not around me. But anyway, they'll probably be turning loose something like that pretty soon to control the black panther population. But anyway, that was tonight's Alabama adventure in the shadow regions, and I hope you enjoyed talking about black panthers because they are here. I've seen them. A lot of reliable people have seen them. A lot of law enforcement people have told me that they've seen them, and I believe what they have told me. But anyway, as I always do, I want to tell you that the Alabama Bigfoot Society is run completely out of pocket, and if you would like to make a donation, if you're in a position to where you can, it would be very much appreciated. All you have to do is to go to our website, alabamabigfootsociety.com, and right there on the front page you'll find a place to where you can make that donation. It will be well put to use. Also, while you're on the website, go over to the items for sale page. We have caps, t-shirts, patches, a few other little items over there that you might see something that you just cannot live without. And if you do, we would appreciate you ordering something from us. Anyway, if you like this video, we hope you give us a like. If you like what we're doing down here with our paranormal investigation, with our Roman Rule, Alabama, and our Shadow Regions segment, I hope you would subscribe to the channel. And I guess with all that being said, I'll be looking for you next time on the next Alabama adventure. And may the Great Spirit always walk close to you in your circle of life.